Welcome to today's Explainer. We are looking squarely at the absolutely booming 2026 freelance economy. Right now, honestly, the sheer volume of ways to work online is just staggering. It's like a giant puzzle. We've got a massive, freshly updated directory of 30 global platforms in front of us today, and my goal is really simple. I want to distill all of this data down to help you find the absolute perfect choice for where you are in your career right now.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our agenda for today. We're going to cover the 2026 freelance landscape, map platforms by your skill level, explore niche marketplaces, figure out how to dodge those pesky freelance scams, and finally, look at future-proofing with AI.
All right, first up, Section 1, the 2026 freelance landscape. So to really understand where you should be putting your energy, we first need to grasp the massive global scale of this industry right now. 247. That is the number of countries and regions that Freelancer.com alone reaches in 2026. I mean, to put that into perspective, that illustrates something absolutely crucial. The freelance market is truly borderless now. That means you've got intense global competition, sure, but it also means you have a massive, literally unprecedented pool of opportunity waiting for you.
But before you even think about building a profile, you really need to know the macro trends that are moving the money this year. First, AI freelancing demand is absolutely surging. It's spreading like wildfire. We're also seeing a massive shift towards commission-free or low-fee models, which is great for us. Interestingly, premium vetted platforms are actually growing faster than the open marketplaces right now, and remote contract hiring from US and EU companies is expanding globally. Understanding this insider knowledge is your first real step to getting an edge.
Moving right along, Section 2, platforms by skill level.
Let's match you with your ideal platform. You can think of the platform universe as being basically split into two halves. On the left side, we have open marketplaces, think Upwork and Fiverr. These are accessible to absolutely anyone, which naturally means high competition and variable fees. But on the right side, we have vetted premium platforms like Toptal and Flexible. There's a fierce barrier to entry here. They usually only accept the top 3% of talent, but the rewards are massive, including zero freelancer fees and access to elite enterprise clients.
Now, if you're just starting out, these platforms right here are your training ground. Fiverr charges a pretty hefty 20% fee, but it's fantastic for beginners selling packaged gig services. Upwork takes a 10% standard fee and is great across IT, writing, design, and marketing. Freelancer.com takes anywhere from 10 to 20%. Look at these open markets as the place where you learn the ropes, build up your initial portfolio, and rack up those all-important verified reviews.
But if you're a seasoned pro, there is a brilliant 2026 trend you need to know about. On platforms like Toptal, Flexible, and Turing, the freelancer fee actually drops to 0%. And this brilliantly illustrates how expert platforms are aggressively dropping their freelancer fees to absolute zero to attract the absolute best talent in the world. They're just shifting that cost entirely to the premium clients they service.
So, what does this all mean? The ultimate so what of this entire section comes down to this. Your skill level directly dictates how much of your paycheck you actually get to keep. At the entry level on Fiverr, you're giving up a fifth of your earnings. Level up to Upwork, it's a tenth. Reach that top 3% on Toptal, and you keep every single penny. All right, Section 3, navigating niche marketplaces. Let's move past the generalist platforms for a minute. If you're creative, visual-first platforms are absolutely your best friend. Instead of blending into a boring text-heavy job board, platforms like Behance and Dribbble let your portfolio do the talking. Behance is mostly free and tied right into the Adobe ecosystem, while Dribbble connects UI and UX designers directly with premium clients. 99 Designs takes about 15%, but they really dominate branding, and Awesomic operates on a totally different subscription model for unlimited design services. Okay, but what about highly specialized, high-ticket work? Well, hyper-specialization unlocks completely different ecosystems. If you do M&A, mergers and acquisitions, strategy, Consultport gives you access to premium consulting clients with zero freelancer fees. High-ticket marketing experts, you're going to want to go to MarketerHire. If you literally only do WordPress, Codeable is your home. And Kolabtree is specifically built for scientists and researchers. The riches are truly in the niches here, folks.
It's also super important to remember that freelancing isn't just about endlessly bidding on project posts. There are alternative ecosystems out there. We Work Remotely is a massive free board for remote jobs. FlexJobs uses a subscription model to guarantee scam-free, verified jobs. Jooble and SimplyHired act as aggregators. And hey, if you offer physical local services, you have platforms like Bark, which uses a credit system for leads, or TaskRabbit for physical local gigs.
Time to switch gears. Section 4. Dodging freelance scams.
We need to make a sharp pivot here to address a much darker reality of the gig economy. I want you to ask yourself this question before you accept your very next contract. Is your client actually a scam? Because it's so easy to assume that just because you're on a major platform, you're completely safe. But as the data shows, that is a really dangerous assumption. When we analyze reliability and scam risks, Toptal boasts a 9.5 out of 10 score with low scam risk, precisely because clients are vetted just as hard as the freelancers. But when we evaluate Upwork and Fiverr, they score an 8.5 and a 7.8, both with a medium scam risk. The very thing that makes them great, their open, accessible nature, inherently introduces a risk of fake clients, payment fraud, and just overall bad actors.
You absolutely need to memorize these critical red flags. If a client asks you to pay an onboarding fee up front, no way. They're trying to steal your money. If they want to shift the conversation immediately over to Telegram or WhatsApp, scam for sure. If they want to pay off platform, they're trying to bypass escrow, which opens you up to credit card chargebacks, where you literally lose the money after doing all the hard work. And watch out for fake verification jobs meant to steal your personal data. These are the exact tactics scammers use to steal your time and your money. You've got to stay vigilant.
So, the crucial point is this. Stick to the safe starting protocol. Optimize your profile so clients come to you organically. Keep absolutely all of your communication on platform, and never ever process a payment outside of the platform's native escrow system. That's the secure holding area that guarantees you get paid once the work is actually done. By doing this, you build verified reviews safely. Following these exact steps is your ultimate shield in the open marketplace.
Which brings us to our final stop. Section 5. Future-proofing with AI.
This is honestly the most empowering part of our explainer. The reality in 2026 is that AI is fundamentally reshaping writing, design, coding, and marketing. No matter what niche you chose from the directory we just looked at, AI is actively changing how that work is executed and delivered. You aren't competing with AI. You're competing with freelancers who know how to use AI better than you.
Because of this shift, there are massive new high-demand opportunities. Clients on platforms like Upwork and Turing are desperately searching for freelancers with these exact skill sets right now. They need prompt engineering. They need you to set up AI workflow automations for their businesses. They need AI content editing to humanize machine-generated text. And they need custom AI agent development. If you can add these to your profile, your value skyrockets.
But on the flip side, we still see common freelancer mistakes destroying careers. Engaging in a race to the bottom with your pricing is a completely losing game. Failing to specialize means you're just another face in the crowd. And using a blurry 10-year-old profile photo or maintaining a dead portfolio simply means clients will scroll right past you. Failing to adapt to AI or falling into these traps will definitely result in lost opportunities in an already crowded market.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is, despite having a directory of 30 massive global platforms, there is a core truth you absolutely must remember. There is no single objective #1 platform out there. The absolute best platform depends entirely on your current skills, your experience level, and your personal business goals.
And that brings us to our final thought. The platform is just the venue, right? Your skills are the actual product. So looking at the massive shifts we've seen today, how will you adapt your skills for an AI-driven gig economy? Take a hard look at your portfolio today, pick the platform that aligns with your current level, and start building. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I really hope this helps you navigate your next big move.